Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with another summer challenge page that I'm using one of the Hip Kit kits. It's the June kit, which is city travel based, and I'm using a Lisa Sikorsky sketch from Scrap-A-Sketch. It's this week's sketch. I believe it's 128, and I'm using photos. I just saw this photo. This was Jerry Marsden of Jerry and the Pacemakers on a ferry crossing the Mersey, harkening back to his song from the 60s, Ferry Crossed the Mersey, which was one of my very favorite songs because I knew he was kind of connected to the Beatles and anybody or anything that had to do with Liverpool or the Beatles or the Mersey. I was all about it in my little town in Louisiana. And I finally realized my dream of actually going to. I didn't ride a ferry, but I went to Liverpool, and I was with Johnny's mom, Lisa Sikorsky, who did the sketch. And when I saw this photo of him with Liverpool skyline in the background, it reminded me of this photo that Lisa sent me of Johnny, her adorable son, who, and this is last year, so he's grown, I think. Hi Johnny, how are you? I miss you so much. He's just my best little friend. His mom and dad, Lisa and Chris, are very nice, and my good friend Adam, very nice. Love them all a lot, but I gotta say Johnny's my favorite. But don't tell anybody. And so it has the same skyline, some of the same buildings in the background. So I thought I'd scrap them on the same page, and I think I'm going to go with Ferry and Mersey for the title, and then I'll type out on my printer. So anyway, I've got a mess on my desk. The requirements for the summer challenge are hexagon, the color blue, something metal, or that's metallic, and I've got some silver epoxy hearts. Stencil, which I'm going to use one of Lisa's stencils, and stitching, and I've got some stuff to do that. So this is primarily, the colors in here are primarily blue, green, and this pop of orange, and there are a couple different greens, like 3 different greens. There's this dark Kelly green, a paler mint green, and then there is this, which is kind of the twisted citron sort of green. So I'm going to lightly stencil with a twisted citron where these banners are. I guess it'd be nice to have it right side up where these banners are going to go. And I'm going to replace 1 or 2 of the banners with the skyline. I'll tell you an interesting story. You may remember a couple layouts ago, I die cut this skyline with the Hip Kit Club exclusive die with this cityscape. I cut it out of the blue paper and I used it on my layout. And I noticed when I was getting ready to throw away my scraps that this paper on the other side and turning this upside down kind of gives you sort of an interesting cityscape. So I'm going to use that, and we'll see what happens, which is why I kind of want to bring this color in. So I'm gonna, and I've picked, let me just put this down real quick before I go any farther. I've got this paper, which is also from the Hip Kit June kit, main kit. That's all I got in June was the main kit. In July, I splurged and got the embellishment kit. Okay, so I'm going to have a square here and a square here with the photo cluster. So I'm just going to do a light dusting of Twisted Citron here. And there's already some yellow left on the stencil from a page I did earlier today using it. And so I use that to give me kind of a color variation there. And I'm going to go here and kind of in generally the same place. I will just do this. And I left some of the yellow on so that I could kind of blend that in. But it doesn't matter if... Okay, so that's my stenciling. Now let's get this puppy put together. Okay. Let's go with this square. I'm just gonna put it kind of even with that, and I'm gonna give it an even border kind of along here. I think that's the photo that's gonna go on it, and I'm gonna kind of offset it a little bit. And I have these hexagons. I'm going to assemble the little, you'll see in the sketch there, these clusters. I'm going to assemble the clusters on top of the hexagons. So let me just kind of do that. And I've already put some foam behind this. I don't want it to cover up his guitar, so I'm going to, I'd hate to cover up a guitar fret, so I'm going to kind of move it down a little bit. And I have some foam. This was this is a flower, but I kind of considered using it upside down or sideways because it kind of looks abstract. But I think I will use it this way. And then I have this little arrow that says this. And I'm going to let it point at Jerry Marsden there. He's looking pretty good for his age there. This is, well, let me put the other photo cluster up. And I'll have to eyeball about the same border there. I just love the colors in this, and I know you're saying, who is that? Because I normally am not a fan of pastels, but these, there's something about the Hip Kit colors. Everything in the kits these days is exclusive. And I'm going to put this down low too. This did not go over the border over here, so I won't let this one go over the border either. It needs to go like so. And let me see if that's gonna fit right. How far down? I guess that's good enough. And now I think I want the blue striped. I only made 2 of those. Actually, I made 3, but I didn't cut the third one. I want that to be even with the bottom of the photos in both cases. So we'll do that. And here is where I may go on across that border and going out there. I think that gives it a really interesting look that gives the eye, it causes you to kind of look twice at it, I guess. It's a little bit of a different kind of thing. Let's see, that might go there. I want to get this, let's see, there's a let's go right here, and then I think I'm going to put it smack in the middle, and maybe this right here, and this kind of off like that. I'll put it a little bit over to the side. I should have thought about that ahead of time, but you know, sometimes you just have to design on the go, right? And do that. That is too much foam, so I'll cut some off so that it gets a little more of an overlap there. Turn that, and then I'll put this at a little bit of an angle and down a bit. And then I've still got room to put some of the little epoxy stuff. Okay, so I want to put this on here, but first I want my cityscape. So I'm going to stick the cityscape down, that's easy for me to say, and I'm going to cut it right at the, so that there's just a little bit going beyond the banner. And I'm just going to do this, line it up and glue it down, and then I'm going to put this kind of halfway over. It's not absolutely true to the sketch. Let's see, that's not staying down. But it has, there are 3 layers there, the cityscape, the banner, and this, so it's kind of like having 3 arrows, right? Do you think? Are you gonna go with me on that one? I'm gonna do this one. I want the navy blue building in there, so I'll do this, and then I'll cut it right at the green one, except I'll leave a little white on the end. Okay. And that will go here. I'll press that down. And I've got this getting around town bit. That's not purely a rectangle, so I think that's a little bit more interesting. I like this let's ride, but if I put it anywhere, it would be there, so I'm going to put it there. I'm going to go ahead, because I have glue on it, I will do this, and it's kind of like saying I saw Jerry Marsden there, so let's ride. I'm still going to keep that. Let me do my stitching. I'm going to stamp my stitching on because I'll forget. I'm going to do it here and here, kind of like so. And then we'll put the title on and we'll be done. I'm stamping it in navy blue because I'm trying to bring out the navy blue that's in the collection. And this is my nod to that. Okay, there. And I'll like the color that came out. This background with the little icons all over it is navy blue, so this works well. Let's see, that's about the right spacing. Okay, and so I have my stitching and my, let's get the metal on there. Put that off to the side. This is the set of stitching stamps that I used, and again, it's a no name kind of a brand. I always have my overlapping hearts, and there is a paper heart that was in the ephemera, and it's a great color, so it's got gives it that pop of orange. So I'm going to glue it down, and I'll overlap it with an epoxy heart in, I don't know what color. I'm going to put it right here. And I'm putting the hearts there because of how much I just absolutely adore Johnny. I'm going to use that green, the green that we've used, and I'm going to put a little glue here because the epoxy doesn't always stick. Okay, so there. And that green is just different enough from that mint green that it works. So I'm going to now use these little metallic, I'll use an arrow here. Let me see if I can get that down properly. Okay, getting around town. And then I've got the, let's see, there's another arrow here that I could use, or there's a geotag, and there's already a geotag there. So I'm just going to use a star, and I'm going to put the star, this already has a metal accent there. I'm going to put the star kind of in the middle of this flower. And I think that's good there. And what else could I use? I think I'll use an arrow here as well, just for continuity's sake, and I'll put it in a little bit different place so it won't look like a carbon copy. It wouldn't anyway, but okay, there. And now I'm going to have, peeking from behind these two circles, I'll have this silver circle. I'm just trying to really pump up the silver accents on here. And I'm going to add this geotag over here just for the heck of it. And I have this plus sign or X, which I will use kind of right off in the margins there, and I'll do something similar on the other side, maybe with a different symbol, because I don't have any more. Yeah, I do have another one. I will do that, and I'm going to do it kind of right here. All right, I think I'm going to call it done, and I will add some journaling, but I do want to do the title. I'm gonna let's see what we can do here. These generally stick pretty well. What's hard about them is it's hard to get them lined up. And I will probably go back and fiddle with these a bit after I finish filming. I may do some before I finish filming, just so you know I'm not completely nuts. And I'm going to start with the end of the word here. Put it a little above the level of the photo. And it's EY. I can't think about that song without thinking about my best friend Robbie, who was a fellow Beatlemaniac, and I haven't heard about anything being organized for our 60th high school reunion, and I was hoping to see Robbie there, or maybe make it up to Colorado to visit her at some point. But this one is lined up just fine, but I'm really unhappy with this one, so I'm gonna fiddle with it a bit, get those at the same angle there. This isn't working out very well either, but you get the idea, and I will eventually. These letters are very much like what Pink Fresh has always made, and they're so hard when they do an angled font like that. It's so hard to line up, and so and that's not my thing anyway. It's not my best thing, and like I said, I'll add a little word strip or phrase strip here that says cross the Mersey, and that'll be the title, Ferry Cross the Mersey. So I thank you for watching. This is a different page for me. I love Lisa's sketch, and it's the collection that I picked and how well it all goes together that kind of gives it its personality, but the personality is a little different than what I usually create on a page. But I love it. I really love it. I love the pops of green, and I especially love the pops of orange. So I thank you all for watching. Bye.